All right, welcome to PacWest Bigfoot. That was Don there, and I'll tell you this, guys, real quick, just kind of an update. Just so you know, out here, real quick, I wanted to say this today that PacWest Bigfoot, I do interviews, and I interview a lot of people from around North America, actually. A lot of the stories, the encounter stories on PacWest Bigfoot, really, all of them are from the Pacific Northwest, of course, and I get kind of some anecdotal information, little tiny, 4 paragraphs, a page long of information about something, and then I create an awesome little narrative based on true story around it. Kind of like Native American storytelling and whatnot, and that's what I like to do there. But the interviews here, just so you guys know, these are from real folks just like yourself out here who've had experiences. And so today, just before I introduce Dawn in here, I wanted to also let you guys know that next month in December, first off, Merry Christmas to you from the PacWest Bigfoot. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Next month's giveaway, and if you're not on the subscribe to the clan here, you can go to PacWestBigfoot.com, PacWestBigfoot.com. You can sign up there. And next month I've got this from Melanie Darling. Oh, what an awesome name! She is an artist, and she has drawn up a nice, cute little Bigfoot. Somewhere between here and there, I found you. And we're going to talk about that tonight. But I'm going to actually give you this away. This is going to be something that I'm giving away next month, as well as a T-shirt, a PacWest Bigfoot T-shirt. And don't forget my good friend out there who is part of the Olympia Project. He is also the owner and creator of Sasquatch Coffee Company. You guys can grab some of that from the website on PacWestBigfoot.com. If you click on there, there's actually a 50% discount for you. That's huge. So grab some of that. With that, I am done with the promotional stuff. Let's get into this. Dawn, you are from Washington, correct?
That is correct.
Awesome. Welcome, man. We've been kind of going back and forth on Facebook a little bit with a little bit about what your experience was. And so what I'm going to do is just ask you some questions here and there, and we're going to kind of go through that. And first and foremost, where did your experience happen?
Well, I'm from Silverdale, Washington, and that's kind of central, about an hour and a half away from Seattle. If anybody's familiar with Bremerton, we're right next to Bremerton. Okay. And so this experience happened in the Island Lake area, and which is, I mean, it's not rural by any means. I mean, there's there's plenty of houses, but there's plenty of wide open trees. I mean, just in that whole area. So yeah, that's where it happened.
Okay. All right. And so this happened on your property?
Yeah. We were renting a home. The lake was only just a real close walk to the house. We were renting a house that was down at the end of a cul-de-sac that was backed up into the woods, and had a nice little A-frame house, with a big fenced-in yard. My neighbor had a bunch of dogs, a bunch of labs and stuff like that, and
how far away was the neighbor?
Just about 30 yards away. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Not that far. Okay. All right. And any kind of the topography there, just kind of the land layout. I mean, kind of hilly, mountainy, kind of flat around the lake area there. Just
yeah, the Island Lake area is like a basin, so it just big old hill, hills all around into this lake area. So yeah, it's very hilly.
Okay, pretty much typical Pacific Northwest rainforesty kind of conditions. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. And so what I want you to do is just kind of, lead us up to a little bit, what you guys are doing that night, the led up to the experience and the experience itself. And one other thing that I wanted to know is, has there been any other, like up to that point, has anybody else ever mentioned anything up that way as far as Bigfoot was concerned? Any sort of incidents, sightings, experiences from anybody that you know of?
No, not that I know of. Our little cul-de-sac area was kind of, we kept to ourselves.
Mhm.
Nobody ever really said anything. I mean, we said hi if they drove by, but that was about it.
Okay.
And I never heard of anything like that before. I mean, I've always been interested in Sasquatch, from the Patterson film, or,
Yeah.
just the whole lure of it all, because I love being outdoors.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Cool.
so the experience happened around the fall time. This was probably 2008, because we only lived at this property for about 2 years
Mhm.
before we moved away to this house, which is only about 5-7 minutes away. So anyways, yeah, it was around fall time. It was in the evening, and I know that we had just finished dinner, and everybody was getting settled in. My bedroom was down on the first floor. My kids' bedrooms were upstairs. We just had a newborn at that time, and so my wife and my baby son were in the living room watching TV and just hanging out there.
Mhm.
Me and my little silky terrier, Geppetto, decided to go retreat to the bedroom and just chill out on the bed. And I, was just flipping through the channels, and I came across the outdoor channel, and just started watching that. So I do like to have my bedroom window open because I like the coolness of
Mhm.
fall, just that cool, crisp air coming in. And
So do I. My wife hates it.
yeah, it's just something about it. I love the smell of the air and,
Yeah.
and that freshness,
Crisp.
Yeah, that crispness. And so yeah, we're just chilling on the bed, and now my bedroom window is facing towards the backyard, and we had this big fenced in backyard, just a waist high metal fence kind of thing. And we had a couple trees back there, but nothing spectacular. Beyond the fence were just a bunch of alder trees and whatever kind of, I call them mutt trees because I don't know what kind of trees they are. They're just a mishmash of stuff. So
Nice.
anyways, so we're just laying down, and we're watching this deer hunting show. And I don't know how long into the deer hunting show it happened, but out of nowhere, this gigantic roaring, it was so loud, just right into the back of my head. This sound was just so loud. And I mean, it just scared me to the bones. I mean, just my dog's freaking out. I hear the neighbors' labs. They're just going wild, just barking really loud and like uncontrollably. I'm running around. My wife is going, "What was that? What was that?" Because I was scared. I was
Mhm.
honestly scared. I didn't know what that was.
It was just like the sound was like a whale.
Yeah, I described it to you earlier, and everybody would understand what the sound was at
Go
the
ahead and
time.
make that sound again if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Love
I'm going to.
it.
At the time, I had no clue what the sound was. So, anyways, it was a loud woo, like just drawn out,
Jeez.
and then it did this, ooh, ooh, ooh. It was so distinct. I will never forget it. And I know that didn't do it any justice, or anybody who couldn't do like a good whale. But that's
Was your
what it
Bobo
was.
Fay or whatever his name is? Yeah.
Yeah, it was really loud. And so I'm rushing around. My wife is like clenching onto our son, going, what was that? And so I find my mag light, and I grab it, and I go to the sliding glass door towards our backyard,
Mhm.
and I open it up, and I'm flashing my light back and forth, looking. I don't see anything, and then I point the light towards the mishmash of trees beyond our fence.
Mhm.
And that's when I see the trees moving, like the actual trees. And these weren't big trees, alders don't get too tall, but they were moving. And I'm thinking, what in the world is that? And
Yeah.
so I calm down and I go back in, and she's like, did you see anything? Did you see anything? And I'm like, no, I don't know. I didn't see anything. And so we just kind of sat there and settled in. And that was that.
Jeez. That is real creepy. That thing
It
was
was.
like, so it came into the backyard.
It came into the backyard.
Okay.
And again, I didn't know what to think. I knew it wasn't a bear. I knew it wasn't, even though there have been reportings of bears here in Kitsap County, but they're more out towards the real heavily wooded areas, not Silverdale.
Yeah.
Definitely not a cougar, whatever. So that Sunday we'd gone to church, and I have a bunch of friends who are hunters.
Mm-hmm.
And I told them what had happened that night. And, I described to them the sound, and they were kind of just pondering and just trying to figure it out. And then one of them says, oh yeah, that was an elk. And I wasn't too confident in his answer, just because he didn't look too confident. And the other guy standing with us was like, yeah, that had to have been an elk. And I'm like, oh, okay. Now, in all my years being here in Kitsap, I've never seen elk around here. None. We have plenty of deer, but not elk. And
so there's no elk.
No elk. And from my experience fishing out in Forks and wherever else in Washington where there are elk, when you see one, you see a bunch of them. They're all together.
Oh,
and so
Forks,
I'm just thinking
Washington.
to myself, yeah, up in Forks and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I'm just thinking to myself, okay, would there be just one elk in my backyard? I don't know. I didn't think so. It just didn't.
You didn't hear anything like hit that metal fence or anything?
No, not at all. Yeah.
And how tall was that fence again?
Just waist high, just a regular metal fence.
So it wouldn't be much for an elk to go over that, but at the same time, I think you would have heard an elk take off.
Right. Yeah. Like if it got scared or something, it would have been running around in my backyard instead of.
Almost like it's in a corral or something.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. And you didn't hear it come in, and you didn't hear it leave. You just saw it leave when you started seeing trees move.
Trees moving, right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it just didn't reconcile. Now, I think about a month and a half later, we had another experience. And this time I thought it was a bear, just because of what I heard. But again, in the area that we live in, I mean, we haven't had bear sightings or anything. I mean, when there's a bear sighting around here, everybody knows it. Everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, they all post to Facebook and whatnot. There was a big 700-pound bear caught.
And what kind of bear are up there?
Black bear.
Just black bear. That's what I thought.
This was a big black bear that was caught. But
we have tons of black bear here. Yeah.
So again, now this experience, the second experience we had in this spot, happened probably a month later. And it was early in the morning, got up. It was about 5:30, and Geppetto, my silky terrier, had to go outside. And I always open up the back sliding glass door, and let him do his thing out there into the backyard. Well, as we were approaching, we get to the glass door, getting ready to open it, he's whining. And I'm just thinking, okay, well, he really has to go bad. But when I open it, he doesn't want to go out. And he's just trying to stand his ground or whatever, but he didn't want to move. And I'm like, come on, bud. And I'm thinking, is it the rain? He just doesn't want to go out because it's raining outside and it's cold. And finally I was like, dude, you got to go. Okay, I don't have time for this. So I scooted him outside out into the backyard. He bolted back in so fast, and he's just whining. That's when I heard this low growl, drawn out growl like this.
Ooh.
Right?
Huh.
It was really strange. And I thought to myself, oh my gosh, we got a bear in my backyard. And so I'm telling the kids, hey, we're going to wait till it gets daylight. Don't go out. Don't do anything, because I want to make sure that if this bear is still around, you're going to be safe, because I'm not going to let you go.
How long do you think that growl lasted? I've been around bear a lot.
Yeah. It was probably about as long as I just did it. It was
Okay.
just this. Yeah. It wasn't too long. It was just like
Bears do have kind of a short, on average. At least that's what I remember.
right.
It would be.
All I remember was immediately closing that glass door when it was growling. So it could have been longer. I don't know. As soon as I heard that growl, and it was only, and it was dark, so I couldn't see, but it wasn't that far from me. It was
like
very close.
Is there a porch there out there?
It's a very small porch. Probably, I mean, it was just something to stand on. It wasn't like any fenced in, posted.
Yeah.
Didn't have any posts or anything like that, guardrails or nothing like that. It was just something to stand on to get out there. We had a very weak light bulb, so if I turned it on, you wouldn't see anything. And I didn't think to turn it on anyways, because Geppetto just had to go potty, So when I heard that sound, I just, when Geppetto jumped in and I heard that, I just closed it immediately. But that's all I heard was that, and I said, what in the world? Now, in hindsight, I'm thinking about it. It had to have been a revisit, and who knows how many times this thing had been in my backyard. That's the thing, I don't know.
Yeah. Is there any have you been out there looking for, say, tracks or anything like that?
Not since, no. And I actually have been thinking about going back to that house and talking to the people who live in there now.
Oh, so you don't live there now?
No, yeah, we don't live there
Okay.
now.
Okay.
We moved from there in 2009.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, what brought me to you was about 2 weeks ago. We got a new dog, and she's a chocolate lab German Shepherd mix.
Nice.
And her name's Hope, and she's chewing up her bed right now. Hey.
Nice.
Pulling up.
I got 4 kids that do that. I'm just kidding.
Just pulling out the stuffing. Anyways, so I usually let her out about 10 o'clock at night to let her do her thing, her last thing of the day, and I'm standing out in our backyard. Now, we only live about 5-7 minutes away from Island Lake, where this incident happened. And I'm standing out there, and Hope's kind of smelling around or whatever. Off in the distance.
Is it your new house or the old house?
This is our new house. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same. Oh, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you kind of still live in the same area?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
5 minutes away.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. It's the closest fishing spot for me. So when I can't go out to Forks or wherever, I just head down to the lake and.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's real easy. We're standing out in our backyard, and off in the distance towards Island Lake, I hear a howl. And with my knowledge of what Sasquatch vocalizations are now,
yeah,
that was distinctly a Sasquatch vocalization in the distance. And when that howl happened, we have down the road from us, we kind of live in a one-way road. There's only one way in, one way out. Mm-hmm. And towards the end of our road, we have a guy who does rescues. Like, so he has rescue dogs and all of this stuff, rescue hounds.
Yeah.
And his hounds were just, you can hear them just barking really loud after this. And it was as if they were waiting for the howl to stop. So it was just this, ooh,
Jeez.
just really long. And my ears went, whoa. And then the dogs were barking all crazy. My dog was looking at me like, Daddy,
Well,
what?
I know that wolves are back. You know, the wolf population has come back. Even in Oregon, we're starting to have that. But it didn't sound like that either, did it?
No, we don't have wolves around here. We have
Not right there.
coyotes, and I'm very familiar with coyotes.
Yeah,
I
me too.
actually chased one down one time.
Mhm.
So,
No, I know coyotes too. We had tons of those
yeah,
around. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And it filled the sky up. That howl filled the sky, you know. And we have dogs around all over the place around here, and you know, and I can hear when dogs are barking or whatever. But this one was very distinct and very familiar to me as that vocalization. So that's when I had searched Kitsap Bigfoot, because I was curious now.
Hmm.
Okay, so that incident we had in 2008 at the Island Lake House, to me now was not just random or, you know, whatever. There's something in the wooded areas back behind where I live and in Island Lake as well.
Yeah.
And so now I'm even more curious. So anyways, I had searched Kitsap Bigfoot, and that's when I came across your blog about
Mhm.
somebody else who had an experience here in Kitsap.
Yeah. 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 That one came to me. Gosh, that was a while ago. Um, that was gosh, last. Well, I started PacWest Bigfoot with just a few, you know, of just a few of the stories that my own experience, my mom's, a couple, two, three of my friends had some experiences, and I, you know, like I do, I take them and I turn them into kind of a based on true campfire story-esque kind of thing.
Yeah.
That one came to me I want to say right after Christmas last year.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, there wasn't really too much of a, how I create the narrative stories out of them and create the scenery and, you know, whatnot. And that one I didn't really have. It's one of those few that it didn't have to create too much of anything,
Right.
and it was just there. So,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Well, now
Yeah.
for us, you know, after the experience at Island Lake happened, it was quite a while. We didn't know what it was, and we actually kind of forgot about it, you know, just out of sight, out of mind.
Mhm.
So Finding Bigfoot came on, and we were like, oh, this is going to be interesting. Let's watch the show.
Mhm.
Not thinking about what had happened at Island Lake. When all of a sudden, I think it was Bobo or one of the researchers had played some vocalizations. Did me and my wife look at each other and went, no way, no way, no way. You know, right now I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. When that moment happened and we looked at each other, we flipped out, just thinking, oh my gosh, is that true? Could it be true that we had a Sasquatch in our backyard? You know, looking in to my window because I'm watching a deer hunting TV show on the Outdoor Channel, and it probably saw the deer and was like, oh, I'm hungry, you know, whatever.
Mhm.
You know. And, you know, I don't know, but I know that my experience was real. I was telling a buddy yesterday about it, and he just started mocking me. He's like, okay, what are you smoking? You know, what have you been smoking, Don? And I'm like, dude, whatever, man. I know what happened to us was real, and, you know, that was that.
Yeah, you know, my mom had heard the screams and yelling one time as well, and she just knew it wasn't a coyote, it wasn't a mountain lion, or she just said the tail end of it. It wasn't the beginning of it or anything, or during it. It was that the tail end of it where it kind of started to lower. You could just tell it was just something else.
Right.
You know,
Something
it's
was
like a
pretty
like a
wrong.
like me and you screaming really loud, going ah,
Yeah.
you know, and you know, for her that was the telltale sign that, you know, it was really completely something else.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
Do you have time for one more?
I do. Go for it, man. Go for it. We love this
Okay,
stuff.
so as I mentioned, do a lot of fishing out in the Forks area,
Hmm.
and this was me and my buddy Silas and Jeremy were in my car. I'm driving. We're leaving Forks now. The highway 101 heading into Forks and out of Forks just travels along the coast of Washington.
Hmm.
Crosses the Solduck River about 4 times. So on the way out of Forks, we're coming across the last bridge over the Solduck River. And this was during the summertime because we were fishing for summer run steelhead.
Hmm.
And nice, beautiful day, sunny, had my windows down. We're just kind of, talking about the day, how much fun we had, all this stuff. And as we're coming towards the bridge, I see this thing, something catches my eye, and this is the process that went on in my head. Oh, somebody's walking down in the river. Oh, this guy's walking really fast. Oh, his arms are really long. Oh, he's very hairy. And as soon as it clicked into my mind, we were just crossing the bridge when I finally realized it. I stopped immediately, flipped a Yui, and I'm yelling at the top of my lungs, "Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh." And my buddies are going, What is wrong with you? What are you hooting and hollering about? I cross back over the bridge and I park and I jump out of the car and I tell them what I saw, and then they're like trying to look also. And we can't really get down there because it's a steep embankment and a lot of bushes and stuff, kind of blocking. There was no trail to go down there. And we're looking, and what I saw we could not find. But here's the thing. So the Solduck River has got a lot of boulders,
Hmm.
and it's not easy to just walk. You got to take your time or you're going to break something. And what I saw was moving very fast across these boulders. And the color was whitish, reddish color, very tall. And what gave it away to me, besides the hair, was the arms, how long. And I wish I could, demonstrate for the audience, but just that swing, the arms swinging.
What river was this?
This is the Solduck River.
Okay. And this
Yeah.
is near. Oh, I think I found it here. Yes, I did. I found it out of Forks.
Right. So if you follow it
Matter of fact,
eastward.
let me share this real quick with everybody so they can kind of. I like to do this whenever I can nowadays. So here I've got a map on here, and there's a Solduck River right here, out of Forks, in between.
Right.
La Push
So
and Forks. Was it in between La Push and Forks?
go north. So just follow the 101 up, and yeah, just keep on
There's
going.
Lake
So you
Pleasant.
see you see Lake Pleasant. Now go past the Hungry Bear Cafe
Okay.
and past the Clahalia campground, and right there where it says Olympic Highway. Yeah, right. If you want to zoom in. Oh no, go back west a little bit. That right there, where the river crosses the highway over where it
Oh, right
says,
here.
yeah, right there. That's the last crossing.
Okay.
And if you do a satellite image, you can see that it's kind of a steep embankment. So right down in there you go. Wow, there's a zoom in. Okay. Yes, that's the Solduck River.
And this is kind of the general area right in here.
Yep.
Cool.
And we were on the opposite side where I parked, looking down and trying to figure out what we just saw. But whatever we saw, see this picture right here? You can imagine it coming towards you, coming towards the
Coming
bridge.
around the bend.
Right where right where your cursor is moving, right along. It
Okay.
was moving so fast that when I saw it, we had crossed the river. I flipped a Yui, came back to that side there, parked, and we got out and just started looking. But the thing
Oh,
was,
wow.
yeah.
Interesting. That's pretty cool.
I love technology. This is awesome.
Yeah. Because as you can tell, I mean, this is just, I mean, it's just mountains. It's just mountains. Looks like there's a, something here, a home.
Yeah.
Ooh, I wonder if they have ever reported anything.
That would be interesting.
Couple homes there. There's another home right here where it was. If you look,
Yeah.
there's something here at least. Huh. Interesting. Well, I know where my friends from the Olympic Project could head. I'm sure they've probably been up this way before. So yeah. That is pretty cool. And you were you said it was where you were at was Silverdale. So this is Silverdale, and this is the lake right here.
Oh no, that's okay. Yeah, so that's Dyes Inlet. That's the big old. That's not a lake. That's actually ocean. So if you move up north, you'll see a little. Oh wait, go back down. I'm pointing at the screen as if you can see me. That's funny. Okay, so right. Oh yeah, zoom back in. Not Wildcat Lake.
Kitsap.
Yeah, where your pin is at in Silverdale, it's just north of that pin.
Oh.
So yeah,
So up in here. Island
I can
Lake.
give you. Yep, right there.
Okay.
You see it?
So let's go down.
Yeah, see that lake?
Street view.
Yeah.
We can. Yeah, we can. It looks like we can do a street view here. It'll take a second. If we run a little bit slow, it's okay. It'll take a second, but that is just maybe it won't let me do a view.
Oh, did we freeze up?
We might have froze up.
There we go.
There we go. Let me see if I can actually get this thing to do a view.
Yeah, lake.
Yeah, it's not going to let me do that now.
So, Lakeshore. Oh wait, where are you at now? Oh, okay. Yeah, move down just a little bit.
It's
and
trying.
I'll show you where that house is. I can actually.
There we go. Yeah, it's gonna take a second. It's trying to do what it needs to do, but it's gonna have. It's because I'm on screen with you. So sometimes these heavy software. Yeah, I've been doing internet marketing and consulting for a long time, so sometimes these apps can just be hard, heavy. So let me back out of it just for a second here, and there's my screen. Yeah. I love the Pacific Northwest. Okay, here we go. So this is Northwest Islands Lake Road, I guess.
Right. So that road goes around the lake.
Yeah. And you lived out over this way.
Yeah. So just follow that road.
Down?
Yep. Just keep on moving ahead.
Okay.
Take a right. I just drove through here this morning.
Oh, nice. Let me pop up here. It's a little bit easier. Probably be a little bit easier to see up here. So over on this side over here?
No, up towards the hill. Because this road follows, yeah. So this road goes up this hill, and then if you want to type in 12810.
1-2. There you go.
Lakeview Avenue.
Boom.
Yeah.
There you go.
That'll take you straight to that.
There it is. It's right there.
Mm-hmm.
So right in here. Oh, wow, you really are right by the lake there. Lots of houses. You are
Right there
a
where
lot of houses here.
Yep, right there where your cursor's
Crazy.
at. Exactly. That's what's so surprising.
Yeah, that is rather surprising. But I mean, if you pull out of here, I mean, you're still, still just a lot of area though. A lot of hiding places, a lot of places this thing can go. That's insane. Awesome. It's kind of cool playing with that stuff, huh?
Oh yeah.
I'll stop that for now so I don't get everybody sick. Nice. Well, that's awesome, man. That is
cool. It was really cool. And I love telling the story, and I think that's why I like your blog so much. It's just that campfire feel,
Yeah,
and,
I didn't want to.
I've always been a fan of campfire stories, and I love telling this story.
Yeah, no, me too. I didn't want to be, I liked all the researchers out there and all those guys doing all the really cool research, and so I wanted to be the outlet for them and for everybody else, just for the campfire kind of based on true stories part of this stuff, just kind of the entertainment side. That's all I wanted to do. And so that's what I did.
Yeah.
I did the interviews in here because people just wanted to sit down and talk. So I just kind of turned them into interviews and said, hey, well, let's just sit down and talk about it for a few. Whether it's 10 minutes or 45 minutes, doesn't really matter. So, for me, it was just, I don't know. I love the subject. It's just that interesting for me, and I don't get to go out and do a lot of research because I still got 4 kids out of 5 at home, so we homeschool. So
you sound like me. Yeah, I got a bunch of kids.
It's awesome. Cool, man. Well, I want you to hang out for just a second, Don, and I'll wrap all this up. And I want to say thank you guys so very much, and you, Don, for being here. Merry Christmas to all you out there. As a matter of fact, this month of just starting December, I'm going to throw out a couple extra based on true Pacific Northwest based Bigfoot encounter stories. I went ahead and worked really hard through October and November so that I can give you a few extra during December. So working really hard on that. And also got some more interviews coming up. Other than that, thank you guys very much. Don, hold on one second.